labor costs. Just as there are direct materials costs and indirect materials costs, there are also direct labor costs and indirect labor costs. So just as with direct materials, direct labor costs also flow through on the job cost sheets. Indirect labor is labor that can't be specifically traced to specific jobs. So this is going to include things like supervisor salaries or maintenance worker wages, types of employees that aren't designated to a certain type of job. So these indirect labor costs are not recorded on job cost sheets. They're not assigned directly to individual jobs. So instead, indirect labor costs flow through to the factory overhead account, just like indirect materials costs. You can see the source documents for recording direct and indirect labor. So for the direct labor, time tickets are used to record direct labor on the job cost sheets. For indirect labor, things like salary contracts or time tickets are used for those indirect labor costs to go into the factory overhead ledger. This is an example of a time ticket. So you can see that it includes things like the job number, the employee name, the date, when they stopped and when they started working on this particular job. So time tickets are used to record the amount of time they've spent working on a specific job. A summary of the time tickets is used as the basis for the journal entry to record direct labor at the end of the month. So all of that is accumulated. All of those direct labor costs are accumulated for the journal entry. So you debit work in process inventory and you credit factory wages payable. Here's an example to show you how to calculate and record labor. A company started 2 jobs in June, job A1 and job A2. Time tickets for June report 270 direct labor hours worked at a rate of $20 per direct labor hour. Job A1, used 150 direct labor hours, and job A2 used 120 direct labor hours. So first, what is the cost of direct labor on job A1's cost sheet and on job A2's cost sheet? So we're going to be calculating the direct labor costs for both job A1 and then job A2. So we'll start with job A1. So for job A1, it says there were 150 direct labor hours used. And that is at a rate of $20 per direct labor hour. And that comes to $3,000. And then for job A2 used 120 direct labor hours at a rate of $20 per hour. And that is $2,400. So the total amount of labor is $5,400. So then the second part of the problem is to prepare the journal entry to record direct labor used. So when direct labor is recorded, those costs go into work in process inventory because you have to make sure you track all the costs that are incurred throughout the process of creating the product. So you debit work in process inventory. And you credit factory wages payable. For the total amount, which is $5,400.